With SAP Business One, customer relationship management is embedded right throughout the entire software. You won't find a specific module called CRM. Why? Because let's face it, customers are the lifeblood of just about every business. So what we've done with our solution is we've given you the functionality to manage your customers everywhere in the system. Right now though, I'm going to focus specifically on how you manage a specific sales opportunity with a customer. So now we're back in the cockpit that you've seen demonstrated in an earlier presentation. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize here my common functions window. So I'm going to go and choose the sales opportunity. Now, the sales opportunity is open. I'm going to maximize that out so I've got the most screen real estate to work with. And first thing it's going to ask me when you're creating a new sales opportunity, which business partner is this sales opportunity for? So I can click on here, I can do a lookup for my business partners, or if this is the very first time I've worked with a sales opportunity for a new prospective customer, all I do is I click here on the new button and it brings me into my business partner master data, and you'll see it's automatically pre-selected that this is a lead, because a business partner stays as a lead until such time as you turn the quotation into a sales order. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work with an existing business partner. So I'll just click on the drop down list here and I'm going to choose Earthshake Corporation. So here's my business partner name. Which contact person was it? Well, in this particular sales opportunity, it's Emily Powers. I get a quick snapshot of exactly how much I've sold this business partner in the past, so I've got an understanding of the kind of relationship I have with them. But don't forget, I've got my golden arrow here. One click drills me down. I can now look at all the information about that business partner, including their sales analysis. So I'm able to very, very quickly and easily drill down to the underlying information if I need to make decisions about this particular sales opportunity. I'm going to put this into a particular business partner territory if I want to. In this case, I don't have any territories set up, but I'm able to utilize those territories for doing more detailed sales analysis. I can allocate this sales opportunity to a specific sales employee, or I can just say it's not allocated to a sales employee right now. I can also nominate this as being owned, this sales opportunity as being owned by a person in the organization. So right now, I'm going to flag it as being owned by me, Richard Duffy. I can give the opportunity a name, a quick reference for how I'm going to track this. So this might be, for example, a printer sale and I'm going to say it's July. So quick and easy way of referring to it when I want to go and find it again. So I'm predicting that this is going to close in 1 month. And you can see the automatic predicted closing date is going to pop in here. Now I can predict the potential amount of the deal, so I think right now it's worth $10,000. But one of the things you'll notice is once I go and create a formal quote, or I adjust the quotes or anything like that, that amount is automatically going to be updated as I put in more and more documentation about this transaction. But right now, all I want to do is just get the quick and simple information in there. I'll go ahead and put in the potential amount. I think this is going to be worth around about $10,000. The system's automatically putting in a weighted amount for me based on the way that I've configured the stages in the sales cycle. I can override that if I want to, but in this case I'm going to leave it sit there. Personally, I believe forecasting is binary. You're either going to win a deal or you're not. But again, we don't make any assumptions about that. You've got the ability to configure that according to the way your sales cycle works. What's my gross profit percentage? Well, I think I'm going to make around about 25% gross profit. So right now it looks like about $2,500 gross profit. And then what's the level of interest? Well, I can define my own levels of interest that I use inside my organization. So I might say cool is one of them. Then I might say warm is another. And I might say hot is a third. Again, Sales is a very personal thing, so inside your organization, you're probably going to have different ways that you describe the sales cycle and how you describe the level of interest from a prospect. You've got total flexibility there to control all of that. So I think this one is warm, so I'll say okay, and then I just choose warm from there, and I'm good to go. Now, what I can do is I can add this opportunity right now just as it stands, or I can go in and I can start putting in some additional information. For example, you might sell your products through a distributor, in which case you're able to record all of your distributors and you can link those distributors in as well. So even though the customer is Earthshaker Corporation, I might be working with, for example, SG Electronics, and they are helping me to close this particular deal for this sales opportunity. So I'm able to put that information in there as well. I can also record additional information about the opportunity. How did they find out about us, for example? What industry are they in? But again, that's done usually in the configuration process. And those questions are the questions that your business partner will ask you when they're doing the scoping of the system prior to implementation. I'm also able now to look at the stages, and you'll see that this is in our first stage of our sales opportunity, which is a lead, and you'll see that the percentage that I've allocated here is 6. So that's where this weighted amount comes from. All right? So when it's a lead, I think I've got a 6% chance of closing the deal. So that's why that weighting is calculated. I'm able to then move an opportunity from one stage to the next and so on. I can also record which competitors I'm up against with this particular opportunity. I can get a summary of the opportunity, and I'm also able to attach documents to this particular opportunity. So let's say, for example, there are related documents in the system. I can get those documents, attach them to the opportunity, and then when I'm looking at the sales opportunity, I've got everything I need all in the one screen. But that's it, that's everything I need for now. So I'm going to say add, and that's my sales opportunity is now put into the system. At any point in time, I can call that sales opportunity back up again. Very, very quick and easy. I can either do it by looking at the business partner. Remember, it was Earthshaker. And I can drill down and I can see the business partner and now see that I've got 5 deals I'm working on. So here is the most recent one that I just created, the printer sale. Again, there's the opportunity. I'm now able to go in and start adding more information if I want to. Let's say, for example, I'm now moving this into the next stage in the sales cycle. I can go in and record that this is now moving into my next stage, and those stages in the sales cycle are also user defined, so you can specify which stages you have. For example, you might go lead, quotation, proposal, demonstration, negotiation, and then order. So that might be the stages you put in. You've got total flexibility and total control over that. So that's our sales opportunity put in. So you can now see that I've got that opportunity in there and it's in the lead stage. Let's say, for example, I've just been out and I've had a discussion with that particular sales opportunity and now I want to move it along in my sales cycle. Very, very simply, all I do, go up here to data, I say add row. I now put in an updated closing date. So as a result of the last discussion I've had with the customer, I now think that the closing date is probably going to be in about a week's time. So I'll just put in the new date. I'll say I think it's going to now close on the 14th. And it's still being looked after by me as Sophie. And now you can see these are the stages that I've set up in my sales cycle: lead, first meeting, second meeting, so on. So now I'm about to go straight to the quotation phase. You'll see that our chances of winning a deal based on what we know about our success record in the past has been set to 60%. So my lead weighting has now changed. I can very, very quickly and easily now go ahead and update that, which is now done. And that sales opportunity is now showing 60% chance of being won, now in the quotation phase. Now we've got our sales opportunities in the system, that's great, but the real key and the real power of SAP Business One comes not through what you can put in, but what you can do with that information once it's in there. So let's go and take a quick look at our sales opportunity reporting. So to do that, I'm going to dive in to the module view in the system, and you'll see I've got my sales opportunities functionality here, and I've got my sales opportunities reports. So I click there on my sales opportunities reports, and you will now see that I've got forecast reports. I can view the forecast over time. I'm not going to take you through and show you every single one of these reports. I'm going to show you a couple of the key reports that we know that all of our customers use on a regular basis. So the very first one that I'd like to show you is our stage analysis. Simply by clicking on the stage analysis, it brings up a selection criteria window. This gives me the ability to narrow down which opportunities I want to look at. I can narrow it down and say, only show me those opportunities within this range of starting dates, or only show me these opportunities where I predict it's going to close in a certain range of dates. I'm also able to narrow that down and say, I only want to see opportunities that are in the quotation phase. I can narrow it down and say, I only want to see opportunities that are being worked on, in this case, by a specific sales employee, say Sophie Clogg. Or I can narrow it down and say, only show me those opportunities that are in play with a specific business partner. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to show you every sales opportunity that's in the system because it's the easiest way of looking at this. The other thing I can do is I can also go in here and say, just show me the opportunities with, or include opportunities that are past the closing date if I want to. So again, you've got total flexibility there. In this case, I'm just going to say OK, and now what you'll see is I get my stage analysis. Now what we do with SAP Business One with all of our reports is, what we found is most people, they don't want to print a report per se. What they want is access to the information that's on that report. So we give you the information on the screen first, give you the ability to work with that information on the screen. So for example, you can now see here's all my sales opportunities broken down by stage and by sales representative. I can see that information here. Now if I want to print it, of course, one click, I now go ahead and produce that report. Again, I can print the graph and I can do that report again, and there is that information along with the graph. The way that Business One does its reporting, we believe, is a little bit more intuitive than other systems that force you to print out report after report after report and then go back and drill down. So let's say, for example, in my quotation phase, I actually have a number of sales opportunities there. So all I need to do is double click on the quotation name, and now I get a specific drill down showing me how many opportunities I've got in the quotation phase. And I can even break it down and say I want to see those in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or I might say my opportunity interval might be 7 days, and then I just choose refresh, and it'll then break them down and show me how many opportunities are going to close in this 7 days, the next 14 days, the next 21 days, and so on. Again, the point behind this is we make some assumptions about what you want to do. That's how we are able to deliver the system pre-configured, if you like, with a range of these things already set up for you. But at any time you can go in and you can customize and you can change the way that some of those decisions, some of those configuration settings have been put in. That's an overview of the stage analysis, and I can go back at any time and I can regenerate that. I'm also able, once I've got the stage analysis up in front of me, to narrow it down. And instead of having to go all the way back, I could just say, well, that's fine. Now I just want to look at those opportunities which are in either the quotation phase or the lead phase. I say okay, and then I choose refresh, and now that's all I'm getting. And let's say, for example, I'm about to do my regular sales meeting with Sophie Clogg and I just want to look at her sales opportunities, so I simply go in here, choose Sales Employee and say Sophie Clogg, OK, and then refresh. And now all I'm looking at is the information for the opportunities that Sophie is working on. The idea here, once again, give you access to the information you need to do your job. Not overload you with too much, but still give you the capability to get to a full detailed view whenever you like, simply by double clicking and being able to drop down in and see all the underlying information. So when I'm talking to Sophie now, I've dropped down and I'm able to look at every single one of her sales opportunities that she's working on, and I can pick any one of these. So again, I'll expand that window out. I want to sort it by expected total, so I just double click on the heading of that column, and now I can see them sorted in descending order. So here's the biggest one. So when I'm talking to Sophie, I might want to focus on this one. So there it is. There's the sales opportunity. I can now go in and start recording more information or seeing the information that she's got in there. And if I want to, I can also see what we call related documents. Now, if there aren't any related documents, so this is, for example, if there is a quotation that's been produced that is linked to this, that would then show me that. But what Business One does, anytime there isn't that underlying information, it'll just give you a quick status bar message telling you that there's no additional information. Just drill right back, and that's our stage analysis. A couple of the other things that people like to see is they like to see, for example, an opportunities pipeline. Well, in SAP Business One, we certainly have an opportunity pipeline, and you can now see that what this does is it shows you graphically how many opportunities you've got in each one of these phases. So I've got 4 leads, 15 at first meeting, 2 at second meeting, I've got 17 quotations out there, and I've got 1 in the negotiation phase. I can always double click at any point in time to drill down to that underlying information and see what's under there. But I'm also able to hover over my graphical representation, and I can do the same thing there. I can double click on that. So it makes it very, very nice and easy to look at that information. What I'm able to look at as well is either the expected total, what do I think the opportunities are going to be worth, the weighted total based on the amount of money that the opportunity's been put in at, and the percentage weighting that, remember, I showed you that we set for the stage that the opportunity is in our sales cycle. Or I can look at it based on the closing percentage, so the percentage chance that I have of closing that opportunity. I'm able to then drill down anywhere where you see this ellipsis button. It gives me the ability to narrow it right down again. And for example, taking the same scenario, let's just look at Sophie Clogg's opportunities, and then I'll do a refresh, and now I'm just looking at the opportunity pipeline for Sophie. So that's great, makes it very, very easy for me to view that information. We've taken it one step further. Let's say, for example, you're in your sales meeting with your sales team and you want to take them through a little bit of a graphical overview of how everything is progressing. Well, in SAP Business One, what we can do is, if you go up here into the menu, you'll see I can choose Go To, and I can choose Dynamic Opportunity Analysis. So let's just maximize this out. So what am I looking at here? You can see here is my sales cycle: lead, first meeting, second meeting, quotation, negotiation, and order. Deals that are won will go up here. Deals that are lost will go down here. You can see that each opportunity that I'm working on is represented by a different color, and these are the opportunities by organization. Now, if I want to, I can go and customize this, so I'm looking at the opportunities by salesperson, but in this case, each one of these opportunities is a customer. So all I do, down here I've got my date, I just click on my play button, and what you'll now see as the dates progress, you'll see each of these sales opportunities, and the ball size is proportional to the size of the opportunity. You can see these opportunities moving through that sales cycle. So you can see the opportunities that have been won, the opportunities that have been lost, and at any point in time, you can see this one here, the percentage chance has been updated each day, week, whatever the case may be. That's why it's now looking like it was progressively moving towards being lost. So at any point in time, you can then double click on that opportunity and get a full view of everything that went on underneath that. So it's a great graphical way of representing how those opportunities are moving through the organization, and it's a great way of visually representing, you know, the size of those opportunities and everything like that. So just a nice little way that we've added in to help you, if you're a sales manager, really get a good understanding of how those opportunities are working. So that's our opportunities pipeline. A couple of other things that you might be interested in looking at as well with the opportunity reporting. You can also get a full opportunities report, so you can see every opportunity that's in the system, regardless of the stage that it's in. And again, what we're doing is we're presenting this information for you in a format that's viewable first, because you want the information. You don't necessarily want it printed out as a report, but then once you've got that information, you can quickly and easily generate that into a report format. Now, if you want to change those reports, what you'll see is up on the toolbar, I have a little link to my layout designer. So at any point in time, I can click on that and it will bring up a list of all of the different formats that you've created for that report, and it will enable you to, with one click, go in here and manage the layout and then edit the layout of that report. So you can create as many different versions of that report layout as you want, with showing you different information and so on. But that's available very, very quick and very, very easy. I'm not going to turn this into a training session where I show you exactly how that functionality works, but just want you to be aware that it is there right throughout the entire system. So that's the sales opportunities functionality. At any point in time, if you've got questions, you can simply click on the Ask a Question button and ask your question, and one of our team will get back in touch with you.